The heaven world of the ancient Celts was not situated in some distant, unknown region of planetary space, but here on our own Earth. As it was a subjective world, poets could only describe it in terms more or less vague. Its exact geographical location, accordingly, differed widely in the minds of scribes from century to century. Sometimes, as is usual today in fairy lore, it was a subterranean world entered through caverns or mountains, and inhabited by many races and orders of invisible beings, such as demons, shades, fairies, or even gods. And the underground world of the city folk, which cannot be separated from it, was divided into districts or kingdoms under different fairy kings and queens, just as the upper world of mortals. We already know how the Tuatha De Danann or city folk, after their defeat by the sons of Mil at the Battle of Tailte, retired to this underground world and took possession of its palaces beneath the green hills and vales of Ireland, and how from there, as gods of the harvest, they still continued to exercise authority over their conquerors, or marshaled their own invisible spirit hosts in fairy warfare, and sometimes interfered in the wars of men. More frequently in the old Irish manuscripts, the Celtic Otherworld was located in the midst of the Western Ocean, as though it were the lost Atlantis, and Manannán mac Lir, the son of the sea, was one of the divine rulers of its fairy inhabitants, and his palace, for he was one of the Tuatha De Danann, was there rather than in Ireland. And when he travelled between the two countries, it was in a magic chariot, drawn by horses who moved over the sea waves as on land. And fairy women came from that mid-Atlantic world in magic boats like spirit boats, to charm away such mortal men as in their love they chose. And in that island world there was neither death nor pain nor scandal, naught save immortal and unfading youth and endless joy and feasting. Even yet, at rare intervals, like a phantom, Brazil appears far out on the Atlantic. No later than the summer of 1908, it is said to have been seen from West Ireland, just as that strange invisible island near Inishmurray, inhabited by the invisible gentry, is seen once in 7 years. And too many people of intelligence testify to having seen Brazil at the same moment when they have been together or separated, as during the summer of 1908, for it to be explained away as an ordinary illusion of the senses. The Celtic Otherworld is like that hidden realm of subjectivity lying just beyond the horizon of mortal existence, which we cannot behold when we would, save with the mystic vision of the Irish seer. Thus in the legend of Bran's friends, who sat over dinner at Harlech with the head of Bran for 7 years, 3 curious birds acted as musicians, the 3 birds of Rhiannon, which were said to sing the dead back to life and the living into death. But the birds were not in Harlech. They were out over the sea in the atmosphere of Rhiannon's realm in the bosom of Cardigan Bay. But this western otherworld cannot be the realm of any one race of invisible beings to the exclusion of another. In it all alike, gods, Tuatha De Danann, fairies, demons, shades, and every sort of disembodied spirits find their appropriate abode. And that it is not an exclusive realm is certain from what our old Irish manuscripts record concerning the Fomorian races. These, when they met defeat on the battlefield of Moytura at the hands of the Tuatha De Danann, retired altogether from Ireland, their overthrow being final, and returned to their own invisible country, a mysterious land beyond the ocean, where the dead find a new existence, and where their god-king Tethra ruled, as he formerly ruled in this world. And the fairy women of Tethra's kingdom, even like those who came from the Tuatha De Danann of Erin, or those of Manannán's ocean world, enticed mortals to go with them to be heroes under their king, and to behold there the assemblies of ancestors. It was one of them who came to Conla, son of Con, supreme king of Ireland, and this was her message to him.
The immortals invite you. You are going to be one of the heroes of the people of Tethra. You will always be seen there, in the assemblies of your ancestors, in the midst of those who know and love you.
And with the fairy spell upon him, the young prince entered the glass boat of the fairy woman, and his father the king, in great tribulation and wonder, beheld them disappear across the waters, never to return.